Good morning students, welcome to the session 8 on Riemann integration. In the last sessions we have studied about the definition of Riemann integration and some problems on Riemann integration. Today let us take some more examples on the Riemann integration. Let us take one example. If f is defined on the closed interval 0, 1 by f of x equals to x square for all x belongs to 0, 1, then show that f belongs to R of, that is f is the Riemann integration over the interval 0, 1 and integration from 0 to 1 f of x dx is equals to 1 by 3. So first you have to show that f of x is R integrable, and after that you have to find its integration. Let us take the partition P here. The closed interval is 0, 1. We divide this interval into n subintervals, that is 0, 1 by n, 2 by n, etc. up to r minus 1 by n, r by n, etc. up to n by n. We know n by n is equals to 1. This is 0 to 1. So I divided this interval in n subintervals here, n plus 1 subintervals, because here it is 0. No? So be any partition of the closed interval 0, 1. Then for any subinterval IR, let us take this subinterval here. Let us take this subinterval IR is equals to r minus 1 divided by n, r by n. So for r is equals to 1 to etc. up to n. So it is, now we have here, since here this function is what here? Function is f of x equals to x square. X square is increasing function in this interval here. When you put x equals to 0, it is 0. When you put x equals to 1, it is 1. So there is no any, because it is x square means it is increasing function only. So therefore here this is capital MR and this one is small mr, since it is increasing function. Otherwise it is reverse. So supremum, that is MR, capital MR is what here? Capital MR is here R by n whole square, because here f of x is x square. So means it is square of this one here, r by r square by n square, and small mr is infimum, that is r minus 1 by n whole square, that is r minus n square by n, because it is the function is f of x equals to x square, square this. So delta r is what here? Length of this interval, means r by n minus r minus 1 by n. So here I take LCM and simplify here. So that is here r by n minus r minus 1 by n, means here take LCM as n, that is r minus, open this bracket, r minus it minus plus 1, it is 1 by n. You will get 1 by n here, length of subinterval. So now UPF. So upper Riemann sum is sigma r equals to 110 capital MR delta r. That is sigma r equals to 110, capital MR is r square by n square into delta r is 1 by n. Simplify this, is 1 by n cube into sigma r equals to 110 r square. So 1 by n cube is independent of this r, it is sigma r equals to 1 to n, and this square it is. It is sigma r equals to 110 r square, means here it is 1 square plus 2 square etc. up to n square. So it is nothing but here we can take here sigma n square. This is sigma n square. It is sigma n square, means we know this is the these are the results you studied in the previous classes in your PUC first year, second year I think it is. So sigma n square is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. This is this formula you studied in the previous classes. So 1n will get cancelled. So it is n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6n square. 1n get cancelled here. n divided by n cube. Now 1n get cancelled. So now into upper Riemann integration here, 0 to 1 f of x dx is equals to infimum of UPF. This we know from the definition of upper Riemann integral. So it is equals to limit as n tends to infinity, UPF is equals to limit as n tends to infinity. Apply this tails one here, n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6n square. So if you separate limit directly, it becomes infinity, it is indeterminate form. For that you just separate the terms here, n plus 1 divided by n into 2n plus 1 divided by n, because we have n square here, 1n here and 1n here, it is into, no, it is we can take separately. This 1 by 6 outside here. So separate the terms, n by n is 1 plus 1 by n into n by n, this n getting as it is 2 plus 1 by n. Substitute the limit as n tends to infinity, means 1 by n infinity becomes 0. This is 1 plus 0 into 2 plus 0. This is 2 divided by 6 is 1 by 3. So integration from 0 to 1 f of x dx is equals to how much here? 1 divided by 3. And this is LPF, lower Riemann sum, equals to integration from sigma r equals to 1 to n small mr delta r. It is equals to sigma r equals to 1 to n. Mr is r minus 1 whole square divided by n square into delta r is 1 by n. So let us take here 1 by n cube outside, sigma r equals to 1, r minus 1 whole square it is. So just now in the last class we are this one we have studied here, sigma n square is what here? Sigma n square is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So sigma n minus 1 whole, this is a sigma n minus 1 whole. So it is nothing but here 1 by n cube into sigma n minus 1 whole square. So that is here you just substitute here in place of n you have to substitute n minus 1. So it becomes here, this is n in place of n it is n minus 1. In place of n it is n minus 1 and this plus 1. And in place of this 2 n is n minus 1 plus 1 divided by 6. So 1 by n square, n minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 get it is n. It is 2n minus 2 plus 1 is 2n minus 1 divided by 6. Again here 1 n get cancelled, it is n minus 1 into 2n minus 1 divided by 6n square. So this is nothing but here, this is upper Riemann sum, this is lower Riemann sum. No? So lower Riemann integration 0 to 1 f of x dx is equal to supremum of LPF. So it is equals to integration, this is limit as n tends to infinity, LPF is equals to limit as n tends to infinity, n minus 1 into 2n minus 1 divided by 6n square. Again if you substitute limit directly it becomes 0 infinity by infinity, so it is indeterminate form. Let us separate the terms here, n minus 1 divided by n and 2n minus 1 divided by n, because it is into, no, we can take these two terms, we take n square as n into n. Again separate the terms, it is n by n is 1 minus 1 by n into here n get cancelled, it is 2 minus 1 by n. So 1 by 6 and n tends to infinity means 1 by infinity is 0 and 2 minus 0 it is. 1 into 2 is 2, 2 by 6 it is again equals to 2. 1 by 3. Take this one as equation number 3. So from equations 1 and 2 what we got here? Lower Riemann integration is equals to upper Riemann integration is equals to 1 by 3 only. So this implies here if both lower and upper integrals are same, therefore it is Riemann integral on a comma b, that is 0 comma 1. So this implies here f belongs to R of 0 comma 1, and therefore from the definition we have here integration from 0 to 1 f of x equals to lower Riemann integral f of x dx, it is equals to upper Riemann integral f of x dx, and it is equals to, we got here, it is equals to 1 by 7. So this is about the result. So here we can take this one as here, we can take this figure here. So this is f of x equals to x square is a straight line like this here. Sorry, it is not a straight line. F of x equals to x square is a parabola here. So here f of x equals to x square. This is x square. This is y equals to 4x square is a parabola. So it is a parabola like this here. So in this interval we can take this one as here, area of this triangle as 1 by 3. Let us take one more example. If f of x equals to sin x for all x belongs to 0 comma pi by 2, and let the p be the partition from 0, this is be the partition here of 0 comma pi by 2, and it is given here p is 0 comma pi by 2n, 2 pi by 2n, etc. pi n pi by 2n, then show that here f is a Riemann integration on 0 comma pi by 2. So the given partition is here, they have given the partition 0 comma pi by 2n, 2 pi by 2n, etc. up to r minus 1 pi by 2n, r pi by 2n, etc. up to pi by 2 it is here. Last this one is interval is pi by 2, no, it is. So it is from etc. up to, this is equals to here, and then get cancelled, it is pi by 2 only. So for any subinterval I, let us take this subinterval here again, r minus 1 into pi divided by 2n, comma r pi by 2n, r equals to 1 to etc. up to n. So here again here, f of x equals to sin x is increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. I told you here. So in this interval here, sin is increasing here. So sin value is increasing 0 to pi by 2 it is. All the values are increasing only. So therefore it is increasing function. So this is capital MR and this one is small mr. So capital MR is what here? Sin r pi by 2n, and capital MR is sin r minus 1 pi by 2n it is. And also delta r is the length of this interval. This is r pi by 2n minus maximum value minus minimum value, r minus 1 by 2n into pi. Take LCM as 2n here. This is 2 r pi minus r pi plus pi. Here r pi get cancelled, is pi by 2n is the length of interval. Now UPF is equals to sigma r equals to 1 to n capital MR delta r. It is equals to sigma r equals to 1 to n sin capital MR is sin n pi by 2n into delta r is pi by 2n. So this is, let us take pi by 2n outside, because here this sigma is for only r. So open this sigma, that is sin, put r equals to 1 first, pi by n, then plus r equals to 2 it is, then sin 2 pi by 2n, sin 3 pi by 2n etc. up to sin n pi by 2n. You just open this sigma, put r equals to 1 to 3 etc. up to n. So it is pi by 2n. This is sin pi by 2n as it is. This is sin 2 pi by 2n can be taken as here pi by 2n plus pi by 2n. This 3 pi by 2n can be taken as here sin pi by 2n plus 2 pi by 2n etc. This sin n pi by 2n can be taken as here pi by 2n plus n minus 1 pi by 2n. So it is like this formula is, this is like what here? This is like, we know this formula 1. Sin alpha plus beta plus sin alpha plus 2 beta etc. up to n times is equals to, we know this formula, sin alpha plus n minus 1 into beta by 2 into sin n beta by 2 divided by sin beta by 2. This is the general formula we know. So let us compare this with this formula. So here what we got here, sin alpha is sin this one pi by 2n, means alpha is pi by 2n, and alpha plus beta, and here alpha plus 2 beta etc. No? So it is alpha is pi by 2n, and beta is also what here, beta is also pi by 2n only. So in this formula you just substitute alpha equals to pi by 2n and beta is equals to pi by 2n only. You will get this result here, this pi by 2n into sin, this is no, alpha is pi by 2n plus n minus 1 by 2 into beta is also pi by 2n into sin n beta, no, it is n beta divided by 2, that is here n by 2 into beta is pi by 2n. So let us simplify this pi by 2n as it is sin, open this bracket, take LCM is 4n, and here it is, its denominator is 2n, no? Multiply it with 2 pi plus, open this bracket, n pi minus pi. So here into sin, here this is n get cancelled, is pi by 4, and denominator is sin pi by 4n as it is. So here 2 pi minus pi is pi, sin pi plus n pi divided by 4n into sin pi by 4, denominator as it is here, this pi by 2n is also as it is. Let us simplify this, just simplification, pi by 2n into sin, take pi common, it is n plus 1 by 4n into sin pi by 4 divided by sin pi by 4n. This pi by 2n as it is, this we know sin pi by 4 value is 1 by root 2, and this is sin n plus 1 divided by 4n into pi divided by sin pi by 4n as it is. So now pi divided by this 2 into root 2 into n into sin, here open this, separate this terms, here n pi divided by 4n, then plus pi by 4n divided by denominator again as it is. So this one as it is, sin, again this n get considered as pi by 4 plus pi by 4n and denominator as it is. It is like sin a plus b. So we know transformation formula, sin a plus b is equals to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So apply that here. It is like sin a plus b. This one is a and this one is b. So it is sin a cos b, means sin pi by 4 into cos pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4 into sin pi by 4n. So simplify this. Pi by 4 by sin pi by 4 and cos pi by 4 are 1 by root 2 and remaining terms as it is. Both the terms are common. Let us take it as outside and this write the remaining term cos pi by 4n plus sin pi by 4n divided by sin pi by 4n. Now let us separate the terms also after denominator also. So it becomes pi by root 2 into root 2 is 2 into 2n. Cos by sin is cot pi by 4n plus 1 here. Both are same, they get cancelled. So therefore UPF is equals to pi by 4n into cot pi by 4n plus 1. So now upper Riemann integral 0 to pi by 4, 0 to pi by 2 f of x raised is equals to infimum of UPF. Now apply the limit here. Limit as n tends to infinity, pi by 4 into cot pi by 4 plus 1 is equals to limit as n tends to infinity, pi by 4. And we know, so this is pi by 4n, no, it is not only 4, it is 4n. This cot theta can be taken as 1 by tan theta it is. So cot theta is nothing but 1 by tan, this we know here, trigonometry property. Cot theta is 1 by tan theta. So we can take its reciprocal, 1 by tan it is. So again it is like here, it is like pi by 4n divided by tan pi by 4n plus, open this bracket, pi by 4n. So it is like limit as theta tends to infinity, theta by tan theta is also 1. This we know. So it is 1 plus pi by 4n. Pi by 4n is 0 it is. So it is 1 plus 0 is equals to 1. We know this also. We know this limit as theta tends to infinity, theta by tan theta is also equals to 0, 1 here. So this one here, this is a so limit as n tends to infinity. No, limit as n tends to infinity means 1 by n tends to 0. It is limit as theta tends to 0, tan theta by theta is not infinity. Limit as theta tends to 0, theta by tan theta is equals to 1. So it is like same thing here. It is like n tends to infinity means 1 by n tends to 0. So limit as theta tends to 0, theta by tan theta, its value is 1, and this one is 1 by 0. This is 1 by infinity is 0. It is 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Now lower Riemann sum LPF equals sigma r equals to 1 to n, small m r delta r. Here small m r is sin r minus 1 by 2n pi into pi by 2n. So again put here, if you open this bracket, becomes when you put r equals to 1, it becomes 0. 0 plus this pi by 2n I have taken outside. It is sin pi by 2n, sin 2 pi by 2n, etc. up to it is sin n minus 1 divided by 2n into, because when you put r equals to it becomes n minus 1 by n. So it is exactly same as previous one. Just it is here in place of n it is n minus 1. That's the difference here. So exactly same, it is like that. It is exactly same. So this one is here, after simplification you will get here, you do same thing, exactly same, there is no any difference here. Only thing is here, in place of n it is n minus 1. After simplification you will get this one as here, like this. So it is pi by 2 into root 2 into n, and 1 by 2 is also common like this. So you will get the same thing, exactly like previous example. So it is equals to LPF equals to, here we got pi by 4n into cot pi by 4n minus 1. So then upper Riemann integral f of x dx is equal to supremum of LPF. So it is limit as n tends to infinity LPF is equals to limit as n tends to infinity pi by 4n into cot pi by 4n minus 1. So again it is pi by 4n, cot pi by 4n is 1 by tan pi by 4n minus pi by 4n. So again we know limit as n tends to, this is a limit as theta tends to 0, theta by tan theta is 1. So it is 1 minus 0. This is equals to 1. So lower Riemann integral equals to upper Riemann integral is equals to 1. So this implies here f of x equals to sin x is Riemann integral on 0 comma pi by 2. Therefore this implies here f belongs to R of 0 comma pi by 2. So this is all about this result. And first you write these notes, you will get the clear clarification about this one here. So these are all the assignments I have given you. You solve these examples yourself, and if you find any difficulties then you can ask. Thank you for watching this. Thank you.